Hello, my name is Mr. Eaglehead. In this video I will explain to you on how we fly backwards in jets and planes. I made a video explaining this in the past, but I didn't do commentary. Now I'm here doing commentary. I will go over every single step and even more details. Many people complained that they didn't understand my last tutorial video on flying backwards. This video would include every single damn thing I know about getting started to fly backwards. Hopefully you'll learn how to start going backwards and why you never was able to in the past. In case you're wondering, you can fly every single plane or jet backwards in this game and do it fairly easy too. This can even be done in the Bombushka or any other huge plane you can imagine. Just imagine what people can do in smaller aircrafts like the Titan. Flying backwards can be effective in dogfights, and it's just really helpful in controlling your jet better. Flying backwards can also be fun to do stunts with and show off to your friends that can't fly backwards. Just imagine how cool this shit looks from someone else's perspective. I will show you every single step that I know to flying backwards. Take note, I'm not some fucking expert, I'm just your average jet dogfighter that know the basics and a little more. With that out the way, let's get to the first damn topic. Starting off to fly backwards can be incredibly difficult. Most players give up on this after just trying for an hour or so. Take note, this can take a lot longer than just a few hours. It even took me months to fully learn how to fly backwards. Don't get angry at yourself or me if you can't figure out how to fly backwards on your first try. I recommend starting off with the Hydra. It's the easiest jet to start flying backwards. This jet can fly backwards easily since it's heavy and has strong rudders, unlike the Laser. You can also start with the Pyro, but it's much lighter and can be hard to control it while going backwards. You want to start up an air race, so you can easily respawn another jet if you crash. It would be a pain in the ass to get another jet at your hangar if you crashed every time. Start up the race named Business Class. You can pretty much use any settings on this race, but make sure you pick the Hydra since it's the easiest jet to start learning in. Start landing your jet on the Maze Bank towers. This would help you control your speed when you're trying to slow down in mid-air. Once you get on the tower, reverse off the tower and try to fly backwards for as long as possible. This would give you the feel of flying backwards in planes and jets. Now we will look into our next damn topic in this video. Most people do not know how to control the jets going backwards. It's very simple. Since we are flying backwards, the controls will be reversed compared to flying forward. If we want to go left, we'll press RB or R1, and for going right we will press LB or L1. I don't even have a fucking clue on what you'll press on a keyboard. Someone please tell me how it is flying with a keyboard on PC. Now if you want to go backwards faster, then you'll tap the brake button to go backwards faster. You can't hold it since the jet will automatically stall out and fall down face first. Giving it gas will slow you down if you're going backwards. Trust me, this is difficult like it sounds when you get started, but it will be extremely easy when you get used to this shit. Remember what I said earlier, flying backwards can take a while to learn. It took me a hell of a long time to fully learn the flying backwards technique years ago, but remember I only had the P996 laser to learn with. Now that the Hydra is in the game, it should be a hell of a lot easier to learn how to fly backwards. With all that bullshit out the way, let's look into the next topic on this damn video. Once you get used to flying, you must learn how to fly backwards without using the maze bank for assistance. This means you must fly backwards by flying slow as hell in the middle of the sky. Let's look into the first part of this tutorial. Fly straight up in the sky with your nose pointing up and tap your brakes. I recommend taking out your landing gear for a second or two to slow your jet down as fast as possible. Put your landing gear in before your jet makes a complete stop. Tap your brake as much as possible without stalling your jet. Remember, never fucking stall your jet by shutting off the engine. This would make you nosedive and possibly crash your damn jet. The controls will be completely reversed when your jet first starts falling back. You need to know this to control your jet, or you'll lose control and the jet would just force itself to go back forward. This can also lead unto you crashing your jet. Remember to always be light on the controls. Being aggressive can cause your jet to turn back around or crash. If you're able to get your jet sideways, then it will be much easier to continue going backwards. It's obvious that you need to fly backwards going left or right if you don't want to crash, or if you want it to be effective in any kind of dogfight or flying situation. I recommend trying some stunts when you get good at it. Doing stunts while flying backwards can really help you have good control of your jet. I've seen some players perform some amazing ass stunts while flying backwards. Hell, you can even upload videos of some nice ass stunts once you get good at flying backwards. I recommend practicing the backwards flight in the P996 laser when you get good at flying backwards in the Hydra. The laser is more difficult since it has weaker rudders, but remember the laser is a far superior dogfighter and flying backwards in the laser can be a lot more beneficial in dogfights instead of the fat ass Hydra. I don't even recommend dogfighting people with the Hydra. You'll have to be really good with the hover mode to beat a really good laser pilot in a dogfight. The Hydra is more like training wheels when it comes to flying backwards. The Starling is the hardest vehicle to fly backwards with. The Starling has weak rudders and it's incredibly light, which makes it much harder to stop in mid-air and hard to fall back. Remember the Starling is still the most agile aircraft in this game, and can beat any other jet in a dogfight with equal pilots. Don't even try to start learning to fly backwards in the Starling, that shit is hard and even I have a hard time flying backwards in it sometimes. With all that shit out the way, let's make a conclusion to this damn video. Any jet or plane can fly backwards, even some of the biggest aircrafts. Remember to tap the brake button to go faster when you're going backwards and tap the gas to slow down if you're going too fast. You will need momentum to keep your jet going backwards and not falling down. Some people will find it easier to start with the pyro, but the pyro handling can be twitchy for a lot of people and it's light, which makes it a little more difficult to get started with. Heavier aircrafts like the Hydra tend to fly backwards easier. Lighter aircrafts like the Starling are some of the hardest to do it in. Even the Rogue will be hard since it flies like a lightweight plane with strong ass rudders. Remember to never take your landing gear out when you start going backwards. This can cause your jet to completely shut off or it will make your jet feel extremely heavy and fall back to the ground. Don't give up when you first start training to fly backwards. It's not the easiest thing to learn, but it's extremely easy when you get used to it. Remember that it took me months to fully learn how to fly backwards with the P996 laser. Flying backwards would be incredibly easy when you learn it. I can fly backwards in the Hydra without even putting my mind into it. Flying backwards is natural for me, you'll feel the same damn way once you learn this shit. Make sure you follow everything I said in this video and you'll eventually become really good at flying backwards in this game. Hell, you may be able to do some insane stunts that not many have. You can even become an insane dogfighter when you learn how to fly backwards in jets. This can get you out of situations from being killed in a dogfight. Don't try this in a dogfight if you don't have any knowledge on dogfighting in this game. You can do this against ground targets though. Killing ground targets while flying backwards is just fucking sexy. It's even better when you can do this in a pyro or Starling against someone on ground, but that's fucking hard. Remember to smash that damn red button and you know about that like button shit.